BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. First, I want to apologize me being late. I was late this morning. I didn't get to bed last night until about 3 or something. It was really late. Probably about 3 or 4. So we were late this morning. I was a little bit disheveled this morning. Had to run out to the store and get coffee. Water for my coffee or whatever the case is. So we running a little bit late. I was on time for the store shit. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about there is a load of celebrities that is getting in trouble for that crypto stuff. I want to have this conversation. It's not going to be too long, but I want to have this conversation. Also, I got a couple of other things that I want to talk about with y'all. Maybe around the 50-minute mark, then I'm going to be ready, probably before that, about the 40-minute mark. Then I might be ready for us to just have our conversation about whatever you guys want to talk about, as usual. Just so we can be clear. But we got a couple of things to talk about. The whole crypto promo thing, the main reason why I want to talk about this is because I think sometimes people don't understand how dangerous it could be to get yourself involved in shit that you shouldn't. So I actually want to tell y'all a story that had something to do with me this morning and how somebody was quite possibly going to get me involved in something. And without me knowing, I want to be clear on this, without me knowing, and that caused a lot of misdirection or redirection with this channel. So, and this is just something I've recently become aware of because this is not something that I knew was a thing. So today we're going to be talking about passport bros. Also, if you don't know what that is, that's guys that leave the country to go and find wives. But I want to talk about it on even a deeper level as to how this is even coming about and, you know, some of the ways in which it's used bad and negatively. So we want to have that conversation also along with the crypto. But just so we can be clear, I have something to also speak about. I'm going to put this stuff up on the screen. Let me send it to myself right now. I have some other stuff that I want to talk about just so we can be clear that deals with hip hop and the problems involving in hip hop, or should I just say the hood? Because at the end of the day, a lot of problems that we actually have isn't just it's not just hip hop issues. It's much deeper than that. It goes so much deeper, and I want to have those conversations. I'm going to play this even though there's a lot of cursing in the beginning. So I just need y'all to give me 1 second while I get some of this stuff sent to me. And then we're going to pull it up on the screen and we're going to have that conversation. How's everybody doing this morning? Shout out to all the D Glass over here. He says, thank God it's Friday. Morning, BBN fam. Who pulling up to the saloon this Friday? He says, change your intro. Yeah, I had the wrong picture up there, apparently. I was told you I'm tired. The night before, I also didn't sleep well, so I'm tired. I'm trying to tell you. Yesterday, I fell asleep during the day. I was asleep for like 3 hours. It was terrible. It was terrible. During the middle of the day, I was tired. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to Nick the Slick. He says, hit that like button. Shout out to Dark Wing. He says, salute, dropping all those balls. Salute, my brother. Yo, it might not be too cold today if you want to go shoot some pool. It might not be too cold today. I don't know. And shout out to it's Snoopy saying passport pervs. That's literally what we're also going to be talking about. But not everybody's a pervert, homie. So I want to have that conversation because I think we need to have a conversation about men and women relations in America, just in general. So we're going to have that conversation. But let me just talk about this crypto shit real quick. It's not even going to be long. It's only going to take a couple of minutes. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to go get the videos that I want to show you. All right, so let me be clear about something. And this is why we're also going to be having a passport conversation in this, because this is where the story comes from. So let me explain to y'all something. Do y'all remember? Wait, I'm not even gonna bring that up yet. Remember when crypto first started? Remember how you had all of these individuals that was like all of these celebrities, yo, buy this crypto, buy that crypto. Crypto took off. But what actually happened was, for the people that don't know, a lot of the individuals that were behind these cryptos, it was a scam. Not every crypto, some of them still exist and some of them are still doing well. But like with anything, once you have something that actually does well, you got emulators, you got trolls, you got people that's going to try to fake like they're doing it, but they're not really doing it. Like, I'm going to give you an example. You have a page that comes out on YouTube. And then what happens? You got people after that trying to pretend to be that page. You get it? Why is that there? There we go. So it's basically the same thing. Crypto came out and you had some crypto that was actually good crypto. It still exists. For the people that don't know, Dubai is actually, they have this thing they making in Dubai, this apartment complex thing where people are going to be living, and they're actually accepting crypto as payment. Do you understand? So not all crypto is bad. I just want to be clear on this. I don't want nobody to have that misconception or misinformation, thinking that, oh man, that's crypto, so it got to be bad. No, what happens was there was some actually good crypto that came out. The idea was good. Everything was good. And then you have people pretending. You have people that could not do it. You have people that didn't have either the skill required or the intelligence required or the resources required. I mean, whatever you want to put it on. But they just did not have the ability to have the crypto work. So what ended up happening was you have a lot of these celebrities that they started championing crypto. So when crypto fell out, a lot of these cryptos, they fell out. Now the celebrities are being sued. The latest celebrity to be sued is Logan Paul. It's one of the Paul brothers. I think it's Logan. So now how does this come into the conversation with the passport bros I was talking about? Do you remember when I had my brother pull up? And I wasn't even thinking about this when it happened, just so we could be honest. But do you remember when my brother pulled up a while back and he was trying to say he has the hookup to the Dominican Republic? We're going to start doing like raffles and stuff like that and send people to the Dominican Republic, right? Unbeknownst to me, you got to understand this. I know a lot of shit, but sometimes I'm naive because I sometimes just believe people want to do the right thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I really be believing that in my heart. Like, this isn't cap. Like, I really be believing, especially at this point in my life. Like, this was like 3-4 years ago. I really believe that people are good people, generally speaking. Like, the majority of people that I came into contact with the exception of my father and my brothers, they are good people. So I just believe people in general was good people. Like, I literally walked through life and needed nothing. So I just believe people are just good people. So what happened is my brother pulls up on me and he says, we have this thing, we could give people trips to the Dominican Republic. I didn't even need money at that time. My money was fine. But I wanted to bring some stuff to the community. I wanted to bring some stuff for you guys, or the people that was here at the time. So I was like, you know what? That's lit. A lot of people might want to go to the Dominican Republic. But I didn't know that these guys is going over there so they can have sex with minors. I didn't know that at this point. I had no idea. Now, every time my brother tell me he was going over there, I'm looking at that shit totally different. Now, every time he tell me that he was bringing his friends over to the Dominican Republic, I'm looking at that shit totally different. That's a sex tourism spot for the most part. And when I say sex tourism, I mean, they're not just going over there having sex with adults. They're going over there having sex with children. Now, I don't know if my brother's doing that. I'm not saying that the people that he took over there is doing that. What I'm saying is that that is a thing. So what did God do? God redirected me, turned my life all the way upside down, because that's not something I was supposed to be involved in. So pay attention, and this is the main point why I want to bring up that particular story. Pay attention when you're blessed. When the Most High is constantly blessing you, you cannot be involved in shit like that. Just the simple act of getting ready to be involved in shit like that, the Most High will just turn your life upside down, because you're not supposed to be going in that direction. And that's just the way that that works. So a lot of what I had to be redirected into, that's a directly is manifested from that situation in my belief. Because I'm not here, I wasn't put on earth to be sending people or taking people to other countries so they can have sex with minors. Sex at all, but definitely not sex with minors. So I don't know what his intent was. I don't know if that's what it is, but I do know this. He's literally a guy with zero game. So I didn't think that that's why he was going over there. I'm not saying that that's why he was going over there. I don't have the slightest idea why he was going over there. But I'm a dude, but pardon me, he's a dude with zero game. Like, he has no game. I don't consider lying game, by the way. Like, if you get women just by lying, I don't consider that game. All right? You can have nothing and pull a woman with everything. All right? You can have nothing. I'm going to tell y'all a secret real quick. Most women that could pay their own bills, got their own money, they don't need you to have shit. A lot of them don't want you to have anything, because they want to be the man in the relationship. And I'm telling you that because I've been in more than one relationship like that. I'm not saying I'm proud of it, but I've been in more than one relationship where I've dated women that were really well off. One of them got me fired from the job that I actually had because she wanted to spend more time with me. And the other one broke up with me or created a fucked up situation where we eventually split once I got a job and started making money. Just so we could be clear. Well, I was dating another one, but she didn't have a job. Her family was just rich. Like, her family was just well off. I'm not going to say rich. I'm going to say really, really well off. So I'm not adding her. So I say all that to say this. I'm not against brothers going to other countries to find wives. I'm actually for that. But I am against when you got brothers going to other countries and they having sex with these minors. If you're going over there and just hitting prostitutes that's of age, I don't even care about that. That's between you and God. I'm not going to do it, but I can't stop you. That's between you and God. But if you're going to another one of these countries and you going and looking for a woman to marry and bring back to America, I'm here for that. Boom. Our women over here want to be independent. That means that they don't want to have a man and they don't want to be in an amicable relationship. They want to run the shit. And we can't get to heaven if the woman is the head of the relationship. And that's what the Bible says. And I read the Bible. So this is not an attack on women. All right? It also says that you're supposed to be kind, generous, and loving to your woman also. You're supposed to have a soft heart towards your woman also. You're supposed to be, not follow her direction, but you're supposed to listen to her counsel. And a lot of dudes ain't doing that neither. So I just want to be clear on that. I'm not no misogynist, just so we can be clear. I just think that you can believe what I believe And also don't think that women are second-class citizens, because I don't. Now, what does this have to do with the crypto people? That's literally what I almost got involved in. Selling somebody some shit that wasn't real. In any regard, Logan Paul, one of the Paul brothers, is the latest one to be getting sued over the crypto. Be careful out there. Be careful what you decide to invest your money in. Be careful what you're doing. I do know people that made money off of crypto. Because like I said before, not all crypto is bad. Some crypto is actually pretty good. Pause it like crazy. I'm gonna have to go to a bar to watch the Super Bowl. I have to go find somewhere. Somebody tell me what bar or something in New York I could go to watch the. I don't got regular TV, and I'm gonna want to watch the Super Bowl. Somebody tell me where I could go watch the Super Bowl. Not in Coney Island, just not here. I don't hate nobody here or nothing like that, but I want to enjoy myself. And I don't, just not in Coney Island, somewhere else. Shout out to Coney Island. I like the neighborhood I live in. But like I said before, there's some weirdo stuff going on that I don't understand what it is. So I just don't want to get involved in it. I'm going to go to a bar and I'm going to have 20 people in the bar trying to figure out how they could get into a fight with me instead of watching the game. So I don't want to go to a bar. Yeah, so I don't want to go to a bar. Right? But I need to find a bar to go watch the game, and I might just go to like the Midtown or somewhere. It might be like a little cover, and I got to buy a drink or something like that. But I'm good for one drink. Like one drink. I'm not really a big drinker. All right, so I got some stuff I want to show y'all. I used to hang out with some people, and they drink, right? So I don't really drink. So I used to kind of feel out of place, because when you hang out with somebody that do something and you don't do it, they be looking at you weird. Like, you can't be, I'm going to say this, listen. You can't be a person that's trying to follow the Most High and you hanging out with people that don't care about God. It's just not going to work. This is not a knock on nobody. I'm not trying to talk shit about nobody, but you cannot be a person that wanna do right by God and you hanging out with people who they don't care about God. They want to do right by what the flesh want. You understand what I'm saying? They only want to do what the flesh want. This is not a good look. That's what I want to say. It's not a good look at all. It's not going to be beneficial to you. They're gonna always be feeling like you think you better than them. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not even what's on your mind. They're gonna try to get you to do the stuff that they're into, and if you don't do it, they're gonna say they're gonna resent you. You understand? If they can't turn you into what they are, they're gonna resent you. So be mindful of the people that you choose to spend a lot of time with. Even if you love those people, it's not gonna work. They're gonna resent you. I promise. And also, whatever the issue is, they're gonna blame you for it. That being said, some rappers recently were found in a apartment. 3 rappers went to Detroit to go do a show, and they ended up getting killed. All 3 of them. I'm going to show you the news report.
Sources have confirmed the bodies of 3 missing rap artists have been found. The rappers went missing since a concert in Detroit they were supposed to play got canceled nearly 2 weeks ago. Armani Kelly, 38, Montoya Givens, 31, and Dante Wicker, 31, are rappers who were slated to perform at Lounge 31 on 7 Mile near Gratiot on January 21st, but that event was canceled.
Hold on, I got another clip. I think it's from a different news broadcaster. Hold on.
Still here, and we just heard one of the latest up.
Sorry, that's the wrong one. Oh no, it's not. Okay, I'm gonna play it. Hold on.
Police for the night, they say. Well, investigators are still here, and we just heard one of the latest updates from Michigan State Police for the night. They say that a team has gone in. They're working their way into this big, really abandoned or mostly abandoned apartment complex here, but they say the conditions are so bad as they try to gather evidence. They say it is, in fact, very much rat infested, so it's slowing the progress of their ability to gather evidence here, but they're still working on this case, trying to put all of these details together in a case that has really captured the attention of the country. Michigan State Police, Detroit Police, and other law enforcement support teams working into Thursday's evening hours investigating this at least partially abandoned apartment complex at McNichols and Rosa Parks in Highland Park, where 3 bodies were discovered. Fox 2 sources believe it's the bodies of rappers missing since a Detroit concert they were set to play got scrapped almost 2 weeks ago. State Police said members of the Homicide Task Force, Metro South Post, and MSP Forensic Lab were combing through the scene with search warrants being obtained. 38-year-old Armani Kelly, 31-year-old Montoya Givens, and Dante Wicker, 31, were slated to perform at Lounge 31 on 7 Mile near Gratiot on January 21st. However, the event was canceled after organizers could not reach them on their phones. Fox 2 talked with Armani's mother the other day about her own efforts to find her son.
Somebody knows something. Somebody will speak. I don't know when, I don't know where, but it will come out.
We were able to pull phone data and see that there's no activity on any of their phones. They're not hitting any towers.
The mother of one of the victims the next day made a report of the missing person. That mother became very proactive in the investigation and started searching for her vehicle through OnStar.
Within days, the car Armani drove from Ascota to the Detroit area was discovered in Warren. That's when news reports prompted the families and friends of the missing 3 to ask questions.
On January 27th, information is aired through media on that individual, Mr. Kelly, and him being missing. And once that happens, other family members of the other missings come to realize that that's a friend of their loved ones, and they haven't seen them either. So then they both get reported missing.
Now, at one point, Warren police picked up a 15-year-old in the car belonging to Armani. That is a case, that part of the case that police are certainly looking at, but all the details aren't quite clear there. Now, I do have to tell you something interesting did happen moments ago. There was a man who came up and said he was the brother of one of the victims, one of the 3 men, and said that concert, this guy says, was a setup. Now, we haven't been able to confirm that with police, but the brother of one of the victims, or a man who says is the brother of one of the victims, says that concert was a setup and was actually canceled several hours before they went missing. So this is something, again, police haven't confirmed yet. We're going to run this by them, and as all of this continues to be sorted out, a lot of details here. For now, we're live in Highland Park. Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
And Dave, if this is indeed the bodies of the 3 rappers, we have learned that one of them, a couple of days before they went missing, went on Facebook and ranted, talked a lot, named names. Have you heard anything from investigators that this could be connected to that possibly what happened could be connected to what happened on Facebook?
Yeah, not yet. That's one of the big questions we have here. Investigators seem to be really tight-lipped about all of this because they're trying to be very careful. There's, of course, Detroit police involved working on this, Michigan State Police with this scene here, and at least with the car that the 15-year-old was picked up in, the car that belonged to Armani, Warren police involved in some aspect here. So certainly a lot of different agencies trying to come together on the same page as this very fast-moving and fluid investigation.
First thing I want to say is this. Everybody involved in this is going to jail. They're done. It's a dub. A 15-year-old kid was caught. You think he want to be held for 3 bodies? I don't even know how the laws go in Detroit. But a 15-year-old kid was caught. You think he want to be held responsible for 3 bodies? So every single person involved in this, it's a wrap. Second thing I want to say, 9 times out of 10, that 15-year-old kid that was driving the car that they caught, he's an idiot. And I wouldn't be surprised if a dumbass sent him to go run an errand in a car that they knew somebody had to get rid of it. So was he running an errand or was he trying to get rid of the car? 3, I do not like trying to help people get away from crimes. But 3, did they change the plates or was they really just driving around with the regular plates on it? I want to say something real quick. I saw a video of a person in Colorado showing that out there apparently where he was at, people drive with no plates on their car and the cops don't stop them. I'm going to say that again. Apparently, wherever the hell he's at, people drive with no plates on the car and the cops don't stop them. The guy literally had written in the back of the car where the plate is supposed to be, F the police. Just driving, no plate. So my question is, did they change the plates or did they just send that kid out there to get caught? Is that 3 or 4? I don't know. Next one, just so we can be clear. Their bodies was taken to an abandoned projects or building or whatever that was. So that means that whoever gets caught for this, guess what? This is premeditated. Next point, I don't know if this is 5th or 6th or 4th or 5th. Next point, whoever runs that club, you're in this, whether you know it or not. You're in this investigation until they figure out what the hell happened. You want to know why? Because the brother said it. This was a setup off the rip. Who invited these people? I don't go nowhere. I'm going to say this much because people think I'm alone, but I'm really not. It's just that I'm one of those people that I stand by myself a lot. Shout out to Rube. Don't nobody see them Dots Jones. I stand by myself a lot. I'm not alone. I got people. I just don't be calling my people when other people will call theirs. There's a difference. We're not the same. So listen and pay attention. Whoever was the individuals that they contacted, I hope these dudes were smart enough to have left information with somebody so people know who hooked them up with this particular event. Give me 1 second. Never go anywhere and do anything without having somebody know where you're at, who invited you, and what you're doing. Nothing. Don't go nowhere, not one place on this planet without people that you can trust, knowing where you at and what you are doing. I don't care if you're a man, I don't care if you're a woman. Well, obviously women. But I don't care if you're a man, I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're an animal. If you know how to fucking text, you send somebody a message. Let them know where you at, what you doing, and who you with. I would not never go anywhere. I wouldn't meet you to go to a game at the Garden without telling people where I'm going, who I'm with, and what we doing. You might not know that, but I would just not never. So I say all that to say this. When you do this rap shit and y'all come on the internet and y'all be beefing with niggas and talking crazy, even if it ain't rap, a lot of y'all think that shit is joking games, but there's a lot of people that's not taking this shit as joking in games. The type of niggas I grew up with, a lot of the niggas joke around with this shit, but there's also a lot of niggas that they not playing with it. All right? I know a lot of dudes that'll joke around, laugh with you, troll back, but I also know dudes that's gonna be like, all right, this is what they talking about? Not a problem. You know where they live? So I say all that to say this, and this is a terrible thing, but I say all that to say this. Stop being one of these rappers that don't got your own car, don't have no security, don't have nothing, and all you do is get on the internet, get on Facebook, and beef with niggas for clout. Stop doing that. You putting your life in jeopardy. You put your family's life in jeopardy. You putting every single person you with life in jeopardy. Because guess what? Imagine if they only wanted one of those dudes, but they had to kill all three of them. Imagine if they only wanted one. Imagine if all three of them wasn't the target. Only one of them was the target. I know people tend to think I'm going to be brave all the time. But you know what bravery sometimes is? Avoiding a situation that's not in your best fucking interest. Sometimes that's what's being brave. Are they paying enough for me to risk my life? I mean, I can't be paid enough to risk my life, to be honest with you. But are they paying enough for me to, I'm not going to say risk. I can't be paid enough to risk my life, but I will 100% risk my life for something that matters. 100%. But I can't be paid enough to risk my life. That don't even make sense to me. Give me 1 second. These dudes went to, I want to make some. You know what? I want to make sure I gotta go get an onion from the store. I need to go get an onion. I'm gonna make me a steak melt today. I'm gonna go get a freaking onion. I'm gonna go get me a hero. I'm gonna go get me some effing cheese. That's what we eat. Steak melt today. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. I'm apparently getting out of shit. Give me 1 second. If you can't pay me enough, I promise, if I ever went anywhere with you, there's somebody waiting for me not to get home so they can call the police. I promise. If I go out on a date with a woman, I promise there's somebody waiting for me not to get home and they're gonna call the police. He was with this person, that person. He was supposed to go meet this person to do that thing for this reason. Period. Stop going out there. That 15-year-old kid is gonna sing. Stop going. First of all, stop doing grimy shit to people. KJ from the mob is saying a whole bunch of dope things. But I'm trying to change the policy about who I put thing up there. I'm going to put it up there. Also, if anybody want to come up here and talk about this for a minute, just give me a couple of moments. I'm going to say a couple of things and I'm going to invite people up. All right, because I know Rue might come up here. I love when you come up here, my brother. All right, so listen and pay attention. I just want to be clear about this and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Stop going places and you don't have a shit. You don't at least have 2 people, because you have to have more than one. You don't at least have 2 people. Hopefully they don't know each other, that know what you doing. It's better when they don't know each other. All right? I don't know about other people, but I'm used to having a cell of friends over here and then like a cell of friends over here. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm used to having like a cell of friends over here and then another cell of friends over here that don't know each other. That if they saw each other, they would not know who each other was. They both think they the #1 friend group of mine. Because I'm magnetic. They both the #1 friend group, but anyway, that's regardless. Make sure 2 separate people, at least a minimum, and if it's better when they do not know each other. Therefore, it don't look like anybody put anything together. You understand? Stop going places where people don't know where you at and what you're doing. That goes quadruple for children and women. Stop being sneaky. A lot of people dying because they being sneaky. You do know that, right? A lot of people are dying. Nobody knows what's happening because they're being sneaky. Now, as far as with the venue is screwed. Whoever owns the venue, whoever was doing the booking of the venue, they're screwed. Whatever, the only way they're not screwed is if they got contacts in the police department, the local police department, which they should. Because if you own a business, you should be giving money to the fucking local police department. Just so we could be clear. If you own a business, you should be giving money up. Every couple of months, you should be sending them $1,000 here, $1,000 there. When they have shits that they doing, $5,000. If you own a business that's making good money, if they're not making good money, send hundreds. But you have to do shit like that. You have to do shit like that. So I don't know if they have any saying or any I don't know their relation to the police department. But when you're making money, like when we start making money, if I'm like making real bread, if I'm still living here, I'm 100% gonna be giving the freaking the security here. I'm gonna be fucking dropping $100, $1,000 off to them like a motherfucker. I just dropped something. Give me 1 second. Also, I'm about to show you something. So I got 2 mops, right? I got a wet mop. That's this mop, right? And I got a dry mop. I don't know how many of y'all have that, but I'm just putting you on the game. You should have 2 mops in your house, a minimum of 2 mops. You should have a wet mop. My wet mop sits in bleach all day. So whenever I drop anything, I grab my wet, this not often. I grab my wet mop that's been sitting in bleach. Mop it up. And then I grab my dry mop. So I don't know what anybody else is doing, but that's how I give it up. You should have a minimum of 2 mops. Wet mop and a dry mop. Sorry about that. I spilled coffee on the floor. Yeah, so these dudes, I just want to be clear. So yeah, like shit start picking up over here. Hell yeah. The hell? Y'all talk about how the police hate black people, right? But how many black people donate to the police in contrast with how many Caucasian people, how many Jewish people, how many people of other nationalities donate to the local police? How many? I'm going to shout my pops out for that, by the way. He's the one who gave me that game. I'll tell a story. I'll tell the negative ones. I'll tell the positive one. One day my pops comes to me and he gives me a card. It's a Police Benevolent Association's card. I put it in my wallet. I don't know how much time passed, but I had it for years. At some point, I got stopped by the police. I was in the wrong. It wasn't a big deal. It was minor, but I was in the wrong. They went into my wallet. When I showed them my ID, I showed them the card. Motherfucker sent me home. And that happened more than once. But it was like minor shit. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that even if they would have took me down there, I would have like desk appearance ticket shit. If they would have took me down, I would have just sat up in the jail, went and seen the judge. He would have said, stay out of trouble for 6 months. It was stuff like that. It wasn't a big deal. It was stuff like that. It was little stuff. I'm a kid. I'm a kid. What up, your boy Jimmy Belcher? I got you today, I promise. And I got you with some stuff that you're gonna put on your shorts also. I just gotta make them for my shorts also. I'm probably gonna, when you see my shorts going up, I'm gonna send you those probably in a day or two. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna send you stuff that I'm posting when I'm posting it. But when you see me posting a lot of stuff, know that stuff is coming to you. So we need to keep me in a good mood. Because when I'm in a good mood, I work more. I don't work as much when I'm in a bad mood because it's not as good. Everybody wants to do some kind of morning coffee. Everybody want to do some kind of morning coffee. Every single person want to do some kind of morning coffee. And they bring the shit to every platform. You know how many people try to copy off of what we do? All right, you calling me?
Men aren't obsessed with women anymore, and it's weird.
Okay, I'm cool with that. All right, so I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Whoever did this, I expect for them to be caught. Also, I'm not going to be surprised when I find out the reason why this happened is because niggas is beefing online. You know, that's why a lot of these kids I'm going to say something. That's why a lot of these kids in America, it's probably happening in other countries incredibly also. Pardon me. But that's why a lot of kids in America is out here stabbing each other, shooting each other, killing each other, and all type of other BS. That's why. Social media. Okay? People are getting on social media and they talking crazy. They're not talking responsibly. They're trying to do stupid shit like, oh, I'm going to expose this person. I'm going to expose that person. That right there is just evil. Like, unless you're telling somebody something for, let's say, the benefit of the community, if you're just really out here just trying to think of negative things to make videos about other people, you ain't got God in you. You ain't got God in you. You ain't got God in you. Imagine somebody trying to trifle through somebody else's life to try to find anything negative to say about them. Just think about that the next time you make content. There's a lot of people that are not gonna make it into the pearly gates, and it's gonna be because of it's gonna be because of the shit they do on the internet. I promise you. I promise you. And I just want to say this because we got trolls in here. For whoever want to go talk to me about whoever, please do. Please do. Whoever want to talk to me about whatever, please do. Please do. I got God's protection. I'm not concerned. You're just gonna make yourself look bad. So please do. People on the internet don't see me every day. The people that actually live where I live at see me every day. So whatever lies or hate or whatever you want to push, please do. Please do. All you're gonna do is send me more blessings. So, I'm not gonna stop you. You're gonna force God to have to bless me. So please do. I need some blessings right now. Please do. You're gonna force God to have to send me blessings. Please do. Well, you're not forcing God to do nothing, but he's gonna just send me blessings. So please do. I am so immensely blessed that every day that I don't talk about how I'm blessed, I'm actually being ungrateful. That's how many blessings I get. That's how blessed I actually am. Every single day that I don't come up here and discuss to y'all about how blessed I am. I don't come up here and tell you about how I live in a great community, how I have great neighbors. Every single time I don't do that, I'm kind of being ungrateful. Because God has given me what I've asked for. And that's to be somewhere where I can be myself. It's just a shame I can't be that way with black people. But it is what it is. And when I'm around these other people that's not necessarily from America, some of them are from America, they just happen to not be black, I could be myself. It's just when I go around black people, I can't be myself. That's the way I feel, whether it's true or not. Oh, yeah. Oh, also, they hate him, by the way. Yeah, the police and the people that actually live here, they hate that guy. Just so you know. So, yeah, please let him go talk bad about me. All of the bad. Anyway, let's get back to the show. So they find the kid driving, 16-year-old kid, by the way, driving the car of one of the individuals who they found the bodies of. That kid's either going to jail for the rest of his life. Do Detroit have the death penalty? Do Michigan have the death penalty? Is there a death penalty in Michigan?
According to Death Penalty Information Center, the death penalty has been constitutionally banned in Michigan since 1963.
All right, so there's no death penalty in Michigan. He's going to jail forever. Let me explain to you something about the system. You're gonna say he's a minor, he's not going to jail. That's why they had him drive the car. He's a minor, so they're not gonna give him life. That's why they had him drive the car. They tricked that boy into driving the car. He's about to go to jail forever, and he's 16. They're about to start changing policies. Y'all know that, right? I'm going to explain why. I'd rather, and this is real talk, I'd rather somebody that's 22, 23 and commit a murder get less time than somebody who's 15, 16-year-old, even 14 years old, and commits a murder on purpose. You want to know why? What do y'all guys think about that? Anybody want to comment on that? Put it in the chat. I'm about to send invites. I'm going to say what I'm saying again. Listen and pay attention. I will prefer somebody who's 20, 22, 23 that commit terrible murders be able to get preferential treatment of some kind. Yes, we shooting pool. Hell yeah, I was just thinking about that shit. My nigga, I was just about to say that. I was literally just about to say that. This is no cap. This is all true. I was just about to tell you I'm going there whether you coming or not. Anyway, listen and pay attention. I'd rather somebody who is 22, 23, 24 in contrast with a kid. You want to know why? Because you have a kid who committed a murder on purpose. And I'm not talking about their life was in danger. I'm not talking about somebody did something to their moms. I'm saying for one of these bullshit ass street reasons. Because that kid's already programmed. Okay? You're going to let him out when he's 19, and there's a better chance that he has not learned his lesson than that he has. There's a better chance that he's going to go and commit more of these type of acts, that he's going to be susceptible to committing more of these type of acts. So when I see a minor, 15, 16 years old, commit a heinous act, I want the book thrown at them. That's not how people feel. I get it. They say, yo, but that's a kid. I'm not talking about kids that make mistakes. I'm not talking about a kid that's put in a difficult, tough situation and didn't know what to do. I'm talking about these kids out here that's just malicious. That's who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about these kids out here that they were being bullied, so he killed this bully. Sometimes you gotta, this is an effed up thing to say, but sometimes the only way to get away from a bully is for them to die. That's an effed up thing to say, but that's so true. So what happens when a child figures that's the only way out and then does it? So I'm not talking about those circumstances. I can't tell you what to do in those circumstances. Those circumstances is on a paint by numbers. See when it pops up and then we do it. I'm talking about the kids that's out here on social media talking about how they're going to kill this person, they're going to kill that person, and they go do it. Please keep them kids off the street. You got some kids that's out here trying to go to school. You got some kids out here trying to be the next rocket scientist. You got some kids out here just trying to live. So no, when we got these kids out there that don't got no heart, I'm not here to coddle them. When you got these kids out here that's walking around trying to find a problem with mofos so shit can happen, no, I'm not here to try to coddle them. I don't care what race they are. I don't care if they are from America or not. If you got a kid that's determined to kill somebody, they're going to do it sooner or later. So why, if you have a kid that's determined to kill somebody and then they do it, do you want to give them preferential treatment when you hold them accountable for it in the judicial system? Explain that to me. I'm here. I'm listening. Explain that to me. So no, I don't want our children to go to jail forever. But I also understand you cannot save every child. And if we try to save every child, we won't save as many as we could. So we got to make a decision as a community. Are we trying to save every child where there's going to be so many children that's going to drop through the cracks? Or are we going to say we're going to hold you accountable for your acts? And if you conduct yourself like an adult, you're going to be treated like an adult. So if you're out here murdering people, no, we don't want to hear an excuse. You did it on purpose. It was not an act of self-defense. It was not an accident. And for anybody that's saying that I'm wrong, what do you think should happen to that little kid that killed his moms? His moms didn't want to give him a VR set, so he went and shot her in the head. You think he should get preferential treatment too, right? You see how that goes? You see how that goes? What about that kid that shot his moms because she wouldn't buy him a video game? You think he should also get out when he's about 18, right? So what kids you want to save? Are we going to try harder to save the kids we can't save? Or are we going to try harder to save the kids we can save? And then we can get to those other ones when we get to those other ones. Because if we're trying to save the ones that if we're trying harder to save the kids that don't want to be saved, we're going to lose out on a lot of children. We're going to skip over a lot of children. I want to bring up something. So when I was in 3rd grade, the way my school was is that we had the smartest class. That was whatever class had the 1. So let's say in 1st grade, you had 1-1. That was the kids that they thought was the smartest kids. And then you had 1-2. Those were the second smartest kids. In 2nd grade, you had 2-2. Those were the second smartest kids. And you had 2-1. Those was the first smartest kids in 2nd grade respectively. In 3rd grade, I was in 1-2, I was in 2-2, and in 3rd grade, I was in 3-2. I was in 3-2 for a couple of months. After a couple of months, they switched me to 3-1. I'm not 100% sure why they did that. I don't know, but they did. Allegedly, I was the most intelligent kid I was the smartest kid in 3-2, allegedly. And they switched the room because they was having some kind of, I don't know if they did it because I was just ahead of those kids or if they did it because they were having, too many kids in the class. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know what it was. But from therefore on, I went to the 1 classes. I never went back to the 2 classes. Also, just so we could be clear, I didn't go to kindergarten in that school. I went to actually Head Start. I never went to kindergarten. I actually went to Head Start or some shit like that in a whole nother building. I never been to kindergarten. I never went to kindergarten. I was born in November, so it's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I started 1st grade when I was 5 years old. Anyway, when they switched me to the other class, right? And this is why I'm just the way that I am. My teacher her name was Mrs. Pinkerton. She's currently the freaking principal of PS 59. She's literally 2 of the worst teachers I've ever had in my life. She demoralized me at every opportunity. Also, remember, I live alone at this point. I live by myself at home. She demoralizes me at every opportunity. She always makes sure that I'm set to the side. I think one of the reasons why I don't complain about racism as much as other people do is because of that experience. Now, I'm not calling her racist. I don't know what she is or what she isn't. Coincidentally, the other teacher's name that I had an issue with was in high school, and his name was Mr. Peter Rennan. So Mr. P teachers, I guess, got a problem with me. So hold on, let me say. So I understand how it is for a child to want to be saved. But the people that's in charge give the attention to the kids that they don't want to be saved. Give the attention to the kids that don't really care. Give the attention to the kids that's... I know how that feels. Shout out to her, not a real shout out. In any regard, we got to save the kids that want to be saved. We lose a lot of kids because people spend so much time on these kids that they're just going to grow up to do bullshit anyway. Because that's what their parents is teaching them at home. Their parents is teaching them to be bad people. Because, and this is a sad thing, often people think being a bad person is a sign of strength. And then they pass that on to their child. So now that's 2-3 generations down the line, and these people will be honestly thinking that being ignorant, being difficult, being hateful is the way to get through life, because that's all that all those things allegedly signify strength. I saw a girl talking. I'm gonna let y'all hear. I'm not gonna put this up on the big screen. I'm just gonna let y'all hear this conversation real quick because this is bananas. We're gonna talk about something else for a second. Let me show you something. My fault. Did I save it? I don't know if I saved it. Because if I didn't save it, I don't know where the hell it's at. I just realized. I don't know if I saved it. Oh, this is the picture of the weirdo ass nigga that I took a photo of because the nigga keep like some weirdo ass gay guy. I don't know what the fuck is his problem, but every time I go to the fucking part of my language, every time I go to the supermarket, like if I'm looking over here, he tries to go stand in front of me, then looks back at me. And if I go over there and I'm looking over here, he goes standing where I'm at and he looks like I can't stand this dude. I'm hoping I saved it. No, I didn't save it. God dang it. I wanted to, oh, I did. Listen to this. Let me go get the speaker. Often people think being difficult to deal with is a sign of strength. It's not. It's just a sign that your parents failed you. That's all it is. When you're unnecessarily difficult, that's just a sign that your parents failed you. They failed you. That's it. That's all that's a sign of. You do understand a lot of shit that people call being strong is really just them not having any manners. You know that, right? a lot of times people are trying to be strong. It's just a sign that they don't have no manners. It's just a sign that their parents never taught them no manners. They didn't learn them from somewhere. I never was really taught manners. My stepmother taught me my manners, and the Huxtables taught me my manners. My father kinda, but not really, because he only taught me the stuff that make me do to make his life easier. Period. You know, that's it. That's all. He ain't really teach me anything. I think I took my father's shoes off every night he came home until he stopped living with me. This is real talk. Every night my father came home from work or from wherever he was at, I would take his shoes off for him up until he abandoned me.
A high value woman.
Oh God.
What's that?
Concepts foreign to you, modesty, being demure.
Modesty.
Yeah, modesty in character, modesty in appearance, modesty in her demeanor.
You just don't like it when a woman is outspoken. You're intimidated by that.
You just met me like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, and you're already starting to say, you just called me you insulted me. I have not insulted you. I said that you are intimidated. It seems to me that you are intimidated.
Nobody's intimidated by you, first of all.
I don't know.
Second of all,
yeah, no, it seems like you're intimidated by.
I'm gonna say something right now for all of y'all women that think being like this intimidates men. It annoys us. Niggas stop calling you or stop coming around you, it's not because they intimidated. Us as men got to deal with a lot in the world. One of the things that we have to deal with, actually more than you women, is toxic niggas. I'm going to say that again. Us men got to deal with a lot in this world. Something that we got to deal with more than you women got to deal with is toxic niggas. Just like y'all got to deal with toxic women more than we got to deal with toxic women. We got to deal with toxic dudes way more than y'all got to deal with them. That's one. Two, I hate to say, look how this chick looks. Because I hate that being a point of emphasis about why somebody cannot intimidate another person as far as the way she's talking about it. But I want to be clear on something. And this is not me trying to be disrespectful. I just want to be clear. She's not even average.
Intimidated by somebody that speaks the truth. That
she's triggered as.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you this. She's not even average.
What makes a high value woman?
Oh God.
What's that?
Concepts foreign to you, modesty, being demure.
Modesty.
Yeah, modesty in character.
The dude said a high value woman, and he's not lying. It's a modesty and being demure. She took that as an attack. I'm going to tell you something real quick. This is why I don't like, please don't ask me what I think about you. And this is why I don't want. Because either I'm going to be honest, right? And I'm going to, try to say all the positive things I could say. Just so we can be clear. Because I'm going to try to encourage you to positivity. I'm going to try to speak about all the elements about what make you up that I think that you should keep focusing on so they can improve. Now, when you ask me a question about what has to go on with someone else, and I start bringing up aspects, trying to speak about it on a positive note that have nothing to do with your personality, you taking offense to that is you taking offense to your own question. I'm just being honest. So when she asked him what makes a high value woman, and he says modesty, then he explained modesty. He said it being demure. Those are his freaking opinions. Those are opinions that I share. That's why I keep trying to tell people I'm not really into the chicks that out there floating their ass and all that shit. That's not really for me. Now, that don't mean I want some chick that I don't find attractive. That just means that I think that it takes so much strength to be attractive, especially for a woman, and not try to use that to make money. Like nowadays, like that's so much more attractive to me. You understand? Like that's attractive to me when I see an extremely attractive woman, and the thing that I think is the most standout aspect of her has nothing to do with the way that she looks. You're already attractive. Why aren't you trying to find different talents and skills and whatever the hell? If you're already attractive, why are you working so hard to be more attractive? You're already attractive. Imagine being the smartest person in the world at a thing, it being to the point that you really cannot improve at this thing, but instead of trying to work on something else, you just stay trying to get improved on that one thing. Now I'm going to say something to y'all that a lot of women is not going to want to hear. The rappers that was out here, the female rappers that was out here in the 90s, y'all can't touch them as far as looks. There's very few of y'all, I'm not going to say none. There's very few rappers and singers nowadays that could touch any of them women from the 90s that had no BBLs, that wasn't getting cosmetic surgery. There's very few women now that could even be in the category with these women that's in that same field. And you want to know the thing that made most of them so much more beautiful? It wasn't that they tried to improve their looks. It's that they already were dimes. But she could actually rap. She had a whole nother skill. She had a whole nother skill. She had a whole nother skill. Do y'all understand how men fall in love? Y'all out here just trying to get men to fall in lust. Do you understand how a man falls in love? When a man is sincerely in love, your actual looks is not the first thing he thinks about. Are the looks important? Absolutely. Because don't nobody want to be in a relationship with somebody that they don't find attractive. Who the hell want to do that? Nobody wants to do that. That's the number one reason why there's a lot of women out here that be saying, I'm not going to change for no-. You're right. You don't have to change for nobody. But I also don't have to like the way that you are right now. And me not liking the way that you are, that's not a knock on me. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I have preferences. I don't have to throw out all of my preferences to suit you. I don't have to throw out all the things that I actually want in a woman because you want to date me. You're the opposite of what I want, but I gotta date you? I might be single, but I know my value. I don't think many men can say that. I see the shit y'all run around with. I see how y'all get with a good woman and y'all let her drop off. Y'all don't motivate her enough so she can stay on top of her game. You're in a relationship with somebody, y'all supposed to motivate each other. You sitting there and you want somebody to pour into your cup, but you're not pouring into her cup? You busy stressing her out. She aging unnecessarily quick. You stealing all of her beauty. Just stealing it. And she putting up with the mess because she don't know her own value. And I'm very sad to say, people choose relationships for the wrong reasons. So yeah, I'm single. That's a fact. But I know my value. You can't tell me what my value is. I got niggas I never even spoke to a day in my life making videos about me, begging me for interviews. Never spoke to these niggas a day in my life. I'm gonna keep that up, by the way. I would never speak to anybody that speaks bad about me. I just wouldn't do it. I don't care who you are. And just so we could be clear, the reason why I would never do that is because the only reason why you could be wanting to speak to me is to do something negative to me. Like, you can't want to be speaking to me for any good reason. It has to be something that is going to hurt me. You understand? So why would I ever speak to you? That don't make sense. I would never do that. I grew up with narcissists. Once I see any type of specific behavior, and I'm not saying narcissist behavior just in general, because a lot of people grew up with narcissists and you might have behaviors, but you're not a narcissist. I'm not saying, but there's just certain things that I'm just going to stay away from. And the number one thing is people that talk shit about people that they don't know. I'm not talking about people that something happened and you're weighing in on your opinion on that. I'm talking about people that are judgmental about people that they don't even know. So if I'm in a conversation with you and you talking shit about somebody over there that you do not know, I know that you're not for me. I know that a friendship with you isn't for me. And I'm fine with that. I'm going to let you go about your business. Also, I need people to start dropping frost on every BBN video you see. Every BBN video you see, I need for y'all to start just dropping frost in the comment section. I'm going to comment back. I want to see how many people we could get to drop frost in different videos today. I need you to drop as many frost as possible. Any video that you see that's BBN Network, drop some frost. I think I'm gonna make me a steak melt today. I got everything I need. All I need to do is go get some cheese and get some onions. I got everything and a hero. I think I'm gonna make me a steak melt today. I already got some steaks I bought the other day, nice and seasoned up. Basically marinating in the refrigerator as we speak. I've already been posting on Instagram this morning, so we are posting on Instagram today. I know that it has not been consistent. I want to apologize about that, but we got a lot of stuff going on outside of whatever the bullshit is that we actually, well, outside of our actual content. It's too small for me to read. I mean, I could read it, but I don't feel like fucking with my eyes. It's really small. It's a lot too. But basically, so you can get the understanding, Omega Psi Phi fraternity revoked the membership of 3 of the Memphis police officers. Only 3 were a part of their fraternity. Revoked the memberships of 3 Memphis police officers who were charged with the death of Tyree Nichols, effective immediately. I'm going to say this again. I'm hoping that they have a spokesman that come out and they don't just drop a letter. I'm hoping that they have a spokesman and they decide to take the forefront with speaking about how black male relations in America, because we have the women that come out and they do a great job speaking. But generally speaking, they're pushing the LGBTQ and they're pushing black women. They're not pushing us, homie. They're not pushing us. And the dudes that are involved in their movement, they're not pushing us either. It may sound like they're pushing us because they're saying kings stop killing kings and shit like that, but that's not pushing us. They doing the best that they can. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're doing the best that they can with the ideas that they could come up with. They are doing the best that they can. So I'm not knocking. But we really need some intelligent black men to take the forefront and do what Tamika Mallory is doing. Because she's doing incredible works for black women. I don't think she speaks out in favor of the LGBTQ community, so I'm not going to say that. But she's doing incredible works for black women, and us black men are kind of benefiting a little bit from it. Not much, though, but we are benefiting a little. What up, Springs? We got Springs, and that's not the real Springs. Is that the real Springs? That might be the real Springs. Salute. Yeah, we was just talking about that. Hold on one second. You already know. Yeah, that's the real Springs. Copy. That's the real Springs. Shout out to Springs. I posted our brother battle rapping some niggas in the hood and shit. And so P pulled up. Shout out to P. P pulled up on the post when he posted it. I didn't know you knew Shout out to P. Shout out to that nigga. I used to be in the nigga crib. Like when he used to have the booth in his crib. I don't know if you know. You probably do know. But he used to have the booth in his crib. I used to go to his crib and we used to rap and shit like that. Shout out to Really, really solid dude, as far as I know. Like he's solid. He's just a Bronx nigga. Shout out to Yeah, we was just talking about that. I'm gonna play this clip again since you brought it up. Here we go right here. This is gonna take a second, but so everybody could be informed about the three rappers that got killed in Detroit. Check this out.
Investigators are still here, and we just heard one of the latest updates from Michigan State Police for the night. They say that a team has gone in. They're working their way into this big, really abandoned or mostly abandoned apartment complex here, but they say the conditions are so bad as they try to gather evidence. They say it is, in fact, very much rat infested, so it's slowing the progress of their ability to gather evidence here, but they're still working on this case, trying to put all of these details together in a case that has really captured the attention of the country. Michigan State Police, Detroit Police, and other law enforcement support teams working into Thursday's evening hours investigating this at least partially abandoned apartment complex at McNichols and Rosa Parks in Highland Park, where 3 bodies were discovered. Fox 2 sources believe it's the bodies of rappers missing since a Detroit concert they were set to play got scrapped almost 2 weeks ago. State Police said members of the Homicide Task Force, Metro South Post, and MSP Forensic Lab were combing through the scene with search warrants being obtained. 38-year-old Armani Kelly, 31-year-old Montoya Givens, and Dante Wicker, 31, were slated to perform at Lounge 31 on 7 Mile near Gratiot on January 21st. However, the event was canceled after organizers could not reach them on their phones. Fox 2 talked with Armani's mother the other day about her own efforts to find her son.
Somebody knows something. Somebody will speak. I don't know when, I don't know where, but it will come out.
We were able to pull phone data and see that there's no activity on any of their phones. They're not hitting any towers.
The mother of one of the victims the next day made a report of the missing person. That mother became very proactive in the investigation and started searching for her vehicle through OnStar.
Within days, the car Armani drove from Ascota to the Detroit area was discovered in Warren. That's when news reports prompted the families and friends of the missing 3 to ask questions.
On January 27th, information is aired through media on that individual, Mr. Kelly, and him being missing. And once that happens, other family members of the other missings come to realize that that's a friend of their loved ones, and they haven't seen them either. So then they both get reported missing.
Now, at one point, Warren police picked up a 15-year-old in the car belonging to Armani. That is a case, part of the case that police are certainly looking at, but all the details aren't quite clear there. Now, I do have to tell you something interesting did happen moments ago. There was a man who came up and said he was the brother of one of the victims, one of the three men, and said that concert, this guy says, was a setup. Now, we haven't been able to confirm that with police, but the brother of one of the victims, or a man who says is the brother of one of the victims, says that concert was a setup and was actually canceled several hours before they went missing. So this is something, again, police haven't confirmed yet. We're going to run this by them, and as always,
I want to stop that right there. I want to say something. So if you listen to what dude just said, allegedly there was really no concert. They just lied to these niggas to get them up there to kill them. Allegedly.
all of this continues to be sorted out. A lot of details here. For now, we're live in Highland Park. Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Listen, I'm gonna play
that
it again.
concert. This guy's in the car belonging to Armani. That is a case, part of the case that police are certainly looking at, but all the details aren't quite clear there. Now, I do have to tell you something interesting did happen moments ago. There was a man who came up and said he was the brother of one of the victims, one of the three men, and said that concert, this guy says, was a setup. Now, we haven't been able to confirm that with police, but the brother of one of the victims, or a man who says is the brother of one of the victims, says that concert was a setup and was actually canceled several hours before they went missing. So this is something, again, police haven't confirmed yet. We're going to run this by them, and as all of this continues to be sorted out, a lot of details here. For now, we're live in Highland Park. Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
And Dave, if this is indeed the bodies of the three rappers, we have learned that one of them, a couple of days before they went missing, went on Facebook and ranted, talked a lot, named names. Have you heard anything from investigators that this could be connected to that possibly what happened could be connected to what happened on Facebook?
Yeah, not yet. That's one of the big questions we have here. Investigators seem to be really tight-lipped about all of this because they're trying to be very careful. There's, of course, Detroit police involved working on this, Michigan State Police with this scene here, and at least with the car that the 15-year-old was picked up in, the car that belonged to Armani, Warren police involved in some aspect here. So certainly a lot of different agencies trying to come together on the same page as this very fast-moving and fluid investigation.
All right, so I want to be clear about this. I don't know if anybody picked up on that, but basically what they're saying is that whole shit was a scam. There was no actual concert. Y'all on social media talking crazy to people all the time for no reason. Y'all on social media trying to get clout, arguing with niggas, talking crazy. Create an unnecessary situation. I'm gonna put you on the game. What I just put up, yeah. What I put up is fair use. All right, so I'll explain what fair use actually is. They have content that I'm adding to. They don't have content that I'm trying to use for my own purposes. That's content that they're putting up and that they already have, and now I'm adding to that content. So it's 100% fair use. Unless the people who I actually posted the content of has lawyers and contact YouTube and create a situation, there's nothing about nothing. You understand? There's nothing about nothing. But there's no reason why any of these people would not want me to promote their page. Like literally, when I play the shit, I'm promoting their page. I'm promoting
Investigators are still here, and we just
Hollywood Unlocked. I'm promoting Hollywood Unlocked, and then I'm also promoting whoever that they're promoting. You understand? So no, it's 100% fair use. People. Yeah, it's 100% fair use. You understand what I'm saying? If they wanted to get lawyers involved and go fuck with YouTube, they could get it pulled. You understand? If they really wanted to do that, they could get it pulled. Or, YouTube would just, they could get it pulled. You understand? But who would do that? You understand what I'm saying? Like if you're promoting somebody's page and you're using it in a good light. You understand what I'm saying? Who would do that? Nobody would do that. That's another reason why you don't never know who. So you don't never know who might be wanting to work with you. And sometimes people won't work with you because of how you treated a different person. You understand? Sometimes people be like, they don't, and not because they like that person or not, they'll just, your character. They don't want to come near you because of your character. You understand? Every time I come in contact with somebody who's like, especially over the levels that I'm at, and they actually know who I am, they always laugh. They like, yo, you got some real cornballs that follow you. Not talking about you guys, talking about the people that make. They be like, yo, you got some real cornballs that follow you. Like, and so I'm busy looking like. So that's why I'm telling you, like, these people don't got nobody that really want to work with them because what they're doing is people in the industry don't want to be around that. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody want to be around. Who the fuck want to be around somebody that's bashing somebody else unnecessarily? Nobody wants to be around that. Why do you think a lot of these dudes can't get their pages up? Nothing that they'll never be able to reach the height that they was when they was fucking with me. Why do you think? Remember, these niggas is not making any money. Remember, I get invited to everything. Imagine if they didn't decide to fuck up the relations between me and them. I get invited to everything. Like there's like 3 things going on this weekend that I'm invited to. And we actually are going to be pulling up to something. I'm not 100% sure yet. There's like 3 things this weekend I'm invited to. And there's a ton of other things that I'm actually invited to, but I'm not going to know until tomorrow. So, don't know what to tell you. Shout out to the Most High. Just because the Most High has sent some beautiful people into my life. I just had to get rid of my family so he could have room. That's all it is. That's why I would never speak to those people again or go around them. I had to get those people out of my life so the Most High can make room for the people who fuck with me. You understand? That's it. And my brother probably tried to get me to do some sex thing that I didn't even know about. You understand what I'm saying? And now I know about it, so I'm very happy that I didn't do it. The shit with the Dominican Republic. So I'm very happy I didn't do it because I was naive at the time when he came to me with the idea. I didn't need the money either. Like I already was, my bills was at that time. I'm giving where I live at. I'm giving them about somewhere between $2,000 and $2,500 every month. My running BBN at that time for all of the things that we had open probably cost me about $1,500 a month, and my pockets wasn't hurt. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't need the money. I was just doing it because I wanted to be involved with my brother, and I thought it was something that I could do with my brother. And then that fell through, and then God separated me from those people. So, yeah, that's why I think God separated me from them. So whatever gifts he gave me isn't used for the wrong purposes. You do know that that's sometimes why you go backwards in life. Because the people that you have around you, God don't want you to use you. Whatever gifts he gave you, he don't want you to use those gifts to help Satan. You understand what I'm saying? So he has a plan for you. He gave you those gifts for a specific purpose. And for a specific time and for a specific place. and so that you can't do those things. After I found out about that shit, I already knew dude was a creep. But after I found out about that shit, I have never looked at him the same. I don't plan on watching a Star Wars movie this weekend, but I am not against it. Sorry. We probably about to get out of here. Is there anything anybody want to add before we go? We probably about to get up out of here. Yeah, Anthony Anderson was looking like something was wrong with him. I know he had diabetes. I think he had his stomach fixed or whatever so he could lose weight or whatever the case was. And I think shit went left. And that's why I don't want anything that's not for me. Like, if something's not for me, I don't want it. I have no interest. Zero interest. I actually want to know why that happened, but we don't got time to look at that. I can't wait for my computer to get fixed. I currently can't edit any video from myself, from my phone, from my camera. I have so much video from my camera and I can't do anything with it. I got old video from my camera. I got new video from my camera and everything, but I can't do anything with it. And the reason why I can't do anything with it is because my computer's messed up and I can't even run a program that can freaking edit the imagery because the phone shoots in very, very high quality. So I got shit that I done taped to people, and I know they pissed because I haven't uploaded it in a stupid long time, but I literally can't. Only thing I could get is regular static photos. I can't get any imagery. Remember Gonzo? Do you remember Gonzo from the West Coast? He ended up getting killed in Seattle. When's the last time any of y'all even thought of his name? That's what happens to us. Some jealous person decides to take our life. So some person that's mad, they jealous. Maybe I look at a lot of this shit a lot different because I almost had people kill me over jealousy way before YouTube, way before I was ever even on social media. Just when I was just in my regular everyday teenage years, early 20s, I had situations where I could have lost my life because another nigga was jealous. So maybe I just look at this a lot different than most people. Maybe I just look at social media a lot different than most people. A lot of times people gonna set you up. They're gonna be like, yo, that shit's not that serious. Screw that dude. And you're gonna keep beefing with the dude, keep talking crazy. The shit really is that serious. And those people that's telling you that it's not that serious, they don't really got your back. They don't really be having your back. They just be like, yo, don't worry, everything's good. They don't really be having your back though, homie. They leave you dead in the lurch. You be thinking they gonna have your back because they supposed to be steppers or some shit. They not. A lot of these old niggas get these young niggas killed. Ask these old niggas why they all on Clubhouse and all of these other apps. They're doing anything except for speaking about peace. How you an old nigga, you in your 40s, your 50s, and you're not out here trying to bring peace to the community. You the problem. How you an old nigga and all you want to do is talk about how to keep beef going between other people. You the problem. I'm going to always want peace for our people. I'm going to always want our people to do better. And I'm always going to want people in general to have peace and to do better. I know that's going to make people dislike me. I know it's going to make people angry. I know it's going to make Satan send all of his minions and demons after me. But if we're not living our life to magnify the name of the Most High, what are we living our life for? I'm going to read our Bible verse. I'm just clicking it now. 1 Corinthians 15:58. We're not going to read this whole thing. That's just, we're not going to do that. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. This is just so long. I'm not going to read all of it. Hold on. It's chaptered out. So let me see what the last chapter is real quick. I might just read the last chapter. All right, we're going to read the last chapter before we get up out of here. I want to put my armor on also, just so we can be clear. We're going to start at 35. But someone will ask, how are the dead raised? What kind of body will they come? How foolish. What you sow does not come to life unless it dies. When you sow, you do not plant the body that will be, but just the seed, perhaps of wheat or of something else. But God gives it a body, as he has determined. And to each kind of seed, he gives its own body. Not all flesh is the same. People have one kind of flesh. Animals have another. Birds, another. And fish, another. There are also heavenly bodies that are earthly bodies. But the splendor of the heavenly bodies is one kind. The splendor of the earthly bodies is another. The sun has one kind of splendor, the moon another, and the stars another. And the stars differ from star in splendor. So will it be with the resurrection of the dead? The body that is sown is perishable. It is raised up imperishable. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. If there is a natural body that is also a spiritual body, so it is written. The first man, Adam, became a living being. The last Adam, a life-giving spirit. The spirit did not come first, but the nature. And after that, the spirit. The first man was of dust of the earth. The second man is of heaven. As with the heavenly man, so are those who are of the earth. And as is the heavenly man, so also are those who are of heaven. And just as we have borne the image of the earthly man, so shall we bear the image of the heavenly man. I declare to you, brothers and sisters, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, nor does the perishable inherit the imperishable. Listen, I tell you a mystery. We will not all sleep, but we will all be changed. In a flash, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised imperishable, and we will be changed. For the perishable must clothe itself with the imperishable, and the mortal with the immortality. When the perishable has been clothed with the imperishable, and the mortal with immortality, then the saying that is written will come true. Death has been swallowed by victory. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? The sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the law. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. Amen. That was a lot saying there. When doing the will of the Lord, what we should be searching out to do. We can't be concerned with the people who don't want to do the will of the Lord. That's not for us to be concerned about. You do what you got to do. You follow the Most High to the best of your ability. And remember, the perishable will be clothed by the imperishable. So your body, which is perishable, You following the laws of the Most High. You're going to be, your spirit, it's going to be caused by the imperishable. You will not die. Although this physical body, the flesh, will die. The thing that makes you, you will transcend. So be mindful when you out here, who, people, places, things, the shit that you do, the shit that you don't do, the shit you accept, the shit that you won't accept. Be mindful. And remember, God does not shame us, ever. So if there's anything out there that's shaming you, the devil sent it. Run! Nothing good could come of it. With that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. Just go out there in the world and just do the best that you can. None of us are going to be perfect. All of us are going to fall short because that's just the way that it works. But we're supposed to attempt to be perfect. Because by attempting to be perfect, we're going to be spending most of our time trying to do God's will. See, when you're not even attempting to do perfect, how could you do God's will? How can you ever be doing God's will if you're not even attempting to do the main thing that he says that we should be trying to do? Emulate him because we love him and because there's nothing better than him. The only person who is able to do that is the man that we know is Jesus Christ. And that's why the only way to get to him is through Christ. So you go find I'm talking to the men right now. You go find your queen, somebody that you can live a righteous life with. All right? I'm talking to the men. There's a lot of women out there that do not want to live a righteous life, but there are some that do. Let's reward them. Let's reward those women that want to live a righteous life. Let's bring them into our fold. Treat them like queens. Give them the life that they deserve. I always hear how black men complain about the way that they get treated by our women. But you don't got to be treated by no woman any old way. You can just not deal with them. Go deal with somebody that's going to treat you a way that allows for you to treat them like they special. If you're in relationships with people that don't treat you the way that allows for you to treat them like they special, you the problem. They already know what kind of relationship they want. They want a toxic one. They want to argue. They want to bullshit. They want to do slick shit. If that's what you're willing to settle for, if that is something that you are willing to lend your time to, that's on you. It's not on them. A weak man can't be without a woman. And he's seen as one of the strongest men. Because the way in which we're denoting strength is wrong. The way we're denoting strength has to entirely do with how the perception of what another person thinks about you. And it has very little to do with how much of the laws of the Most High we're attempting to follow. So you do what you need to do. You be the person that you need to be in order for you to be your happiest. But remember, some of us are happiest when we follow in the Lord's word. You go find a woman that's on that type of time. With that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody, please go out there and just make the world a better place. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got in this one. I'm out.